Imagine a peaceful night at sea suddenly shattered by a missile launch. This is not a scene from a Hollywood movie, but a harsh reality in the Middle East. The tranquility of the Red Sea was recently broken by a missile attack, a stark reminder of the escalating conflict in this volatile region. Yemen's Houthi rebels, the culprits behind this attack, targeted no less than an American warship. Yes, you heard it right, an American warship. The Houthis, known for their audacious attacks, have been linked to Iran's Hezbollah group, adding another layer of complexity to the already intricate Middle East conflict. This recent missile launch is not an isolated incident, but rather a dangerous escalation, a clear signal that these rebels are not afraid of taking on the world's most formidable naval force. The target, the American warship, was not a random choice. It is a symbol of American military might, a clear message to the United States and its allies in the region. The connection to Iran's Hezbollah group hints at the broader geopolitical implications of this attack. But this is just the beginning of the story. This attack marks a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict, but what happened next? In the face of imminent danger, the U.S. Navy responded swiftly and decisively. As the early morning hours unfolded in Yemen, U.S. forces were faced with an imminent threat in the form of a missile launched by Houthi rebels. The missile, spotted in Houthi-controlled areas, was aimed not just at U.S. Navy ships, but also at merchant vessels navigating the region's waters. The time was 3:45 in the morning, local time on a Friday. The U.S. Central Command, better known as CENTCOM, was on high alert. They had identified the missile and made a quick determination. The missile was not just a threat, it was an imminent threat. It was a ticking time bomb that had to be dealt with immediately. Without hesitation, American forces sprang into action. The incoming missile was promptly destroyed in a measure of self-defense. The U.S. forces' quick thinking and decisive action undoubtedly saved lives and preserved the safety of both Navy and merchant vessels in the region. CENTCOM later confirmed the successful destruction of the missile. They stated that this action was not just about self-defense, it was about making international waters safer and more secure. But as the dust settled on this particular incident, it became clear that this was more than a one-off event. The missile attack was a stark reminder of the escalating tension in the region. The Houthi rebels, with their missile launches and drone attacks, were posing an ever-increasing threat to maritime commerce and international peace. The missile was destroyed, but the tension in the region was far from over. The U.S. Navy had responded to the immediate threat, but it was clear that a longer-term solution was needed. The threat of future attacks remained, and the conflict in the region showed no signs of abating. The stage was set for a more comprehensive response to the escalating conflict in the Middle East. The dust may have settled, but the shockwaves from this incident continue to reverberate. This is not a skirmish to be taken lightly. It represents a significant escalation in an already tense region with the potential for far-reaching implications. The Houthi rebels' audacious attack on a U.S. warship marks the first time they have directly targeted such a vessel since the rise in hostilities last October. This is a clear indication that the stakes have been raised. A new level of aggression has been unveiled, one that could potentially lead to a substantial escalation in the conflict. But the implications extend beyond the military arena. The Red Sea is not just a battlefield, it's a vital artery of global commerce. Every day, countless vessels traverse its waters, carrying goods and resources that fuel economies around the world. Any disruption to this maritime highway could have severe consequences for global trade. The attacks on commercial vessels, like the alleged strike on the British oil tanker, underscore this threat. With each missile launched, the Houthis are not just aiming at their immediate targets. They're firing a salvo at the world economy, threatening to plunge it into chaos. The world is not blind to this threat. The Pentagon's launch of Operation Prosperity Guardian, a multinational security operation, is a testament to the international community's resolve to counter this menace. But with critics calling the operation insufficient, it's clear that more needs to be done. The question remains, what will that more look like? Will it involve negotiations or a show of force? Or perhaps a combination of the two? The answers to these questions will shape the course of the conflict and ultimately, the fate of the region. As the sea conflict in the Middle East worsens, the world watches and waits for the next move.